What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and I want to talk about this Shedeur Sanders situation, where they're saying Jaxson Dart, who was selected with the 25th overall pick in this year's draft by the New York Giants, a team that was heavily linked to Shedeur Sanders prior to the draft. They chose their quarterback of the future, and it was information leaking online that suggests maybe the meetings went bad between Brian Daboll and Shedeur Sanders. But first, I kind of want to talk about Shedeur and his contract. Now, obviously, he signed a 4-year, $4.6 million deal. Also, Shedeur is projected to make $10 million off the field. And that's just what he has in the tuck right now. But obviously, he will attract more endorsements and different things as his career progresses, as he continues to elevate on that depth chart. And ultimately, many are expecting him to become QB1, uh, within the Cleveland Browns organization. NFL Rookie Watch says this. It says Shedeur Sanders is reportedly already a locker room favorite among a lot of vets and rookies on the Browns. Sanders reportedly has an aura that resonates with his new teammates, with them even emoting Sanders' wrist flex celebration around the building, according to one source. The players love him. You can tell they were big fans of his college career. His personality radiates throughout the building whenever he's around. Never seen anything like it. Sanders will reportedly start out on the depth chart behind both Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel. However, one source reportedly believes Sanders will take little time in showing the Browns why he should be QB1. And so that's the reports coming out. Obviously, a lot of training camp left. A lot can happen leading up to week one. But again, the preseason is shorter because they added an extra week to the season, So 3 weeks of preseason action. We'll see what's going on there. But they're saying Jaxson Dart, the QB that the Giants chose, uh, said something about Shedeur Sanders, or took a little shot at him. I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of this. Now I want to show his QB meeting because the Giants actually showed that online. They showed the process, the grilling of it, and I'm gonna show you what happened in Jaxson Dart's meeting since we don't have Shedeur's, and then I'm gonna show you what he said. Let's peep it, guys.
What's up, buddy?
Morning.
All right.
Good, how are you?
Real quick.
Yeah, we just got going.
All right. So, first thing, obviously, is the cadence. That's how we start the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So you get in the huddle, you're called to play. Before you can start on your cadence, the number one thing you got to do is make sure what?
Everybody's set.
Everybody's set. Everybody's in the right spot. You control that. All right. That's the job of quarterback.
Y20. Y27.
Good.
Okay, stand up on that board. Write down the 4 suffixes for motions that we talked about. Now go ahead and teach those to me in a matter of like a minute.
We're gonna move on to pass protection now, all right?
Yeah.
Now, before we get into it, this is the most important thing that you have to know going from college to the pros. There's going to be more of them, and you have to know how to protect yourself.
Kind of draw a blitz. Let's all assume that the 4 down linemen are blitzing or rushing, okay?
Yeah.
Draw a blitz from the remaining 7 guys that we could not pick up in this protection.
57 pro. Who's the mic?
The mic is 41.
Good. Who's the will?
51.
Do you have any issues to the strong side here with the protection?
No.
If you did, if he was coming down and getting on the line of scrimmage, you would say what?
Over.
Great.
Good job, buddy. Tell me what this tight end's doing that you don't like.
He should be pushing for leverage.
Yeah.
Excellent.
If I said gun, diesel right, 56, F my canner, who's running the shallow?
The F.
Who's running the curl?
The X.
Running the post?
The Z.
Who's running the middle?
The Y.
Good. All right.
Let's play one more game.
All right.
Turn around.
Turn. Toss. If you would have pointed the other one out.
Good. Nice, buddy. Good work. You threw it out in there. Good job, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you better be prepared going into a Daboll meeting because it's intense, and he definitely wants to get the most out of out of you. I would say if you're not prepared, don't step into the meeting because you're going to get grilled. But, I felt like I was really prepared for it, and I was ready for it. So they threw all that they could at me, and I was able to handle it the best way that I could. And, I think that just shows, how intentional and how dedicated that coaching staff is.
So, when I look at that, obviously those QB meetings like that, it was 50 days prior to the draft. They be intense, especially, for someone they're really looking at that's high on everybody's draft chart. Um, we don't have the visuals of Shedeur's meeting with Brian Daboll. And I heard that, I seen online that they can't release that footage or the Browns would take action against them or something like that I see. Now, I have no issues with the meeting. You got somebody that's going to be the leader your organization in the future, whether it's this year, next year, whatever, you want them to be able to answer those questions and you want them to be able to process really quickly, is what I got from the meeting. You want them to be able to, on the spot, do something in a split second, like he was doing, as far as answering his questions and where people should be on the field, uh, that type of stuff. But um, you have an organization that just went through what they went through with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. Obviously, Saquon, didn't get chosen. They actually chose Daniel Jones instead, and he goes on to the Eagles. Has a historic season. Could have even broke a record, but set out that last week. But it worked all out because they went in the Super Bowl and dominated. I mean, they dominated their way through the playoffs. Unreal team, and so um, this organization is in full rebuild mode. But Jaxson Dart, I've seen some of his videos come out of rookie mini camp, and he looked pretty good. You know what I'm saying? He looked good. But that was a place where many thought Shedeur would end up. If you go back, I mean, people were even looking at him as a potential number one pick at one point for him to fall to the fifth round. A lot of people are saying that, okay, if you're not prepared to go into a Brian Daboll meeting and get grilled, then you shouldn't go there. They're saying that's a shot at Shedeur. Um, I I haven't seen the full interview, so I want to know the full context of this because he could simply be saying, if you ain't prepared, don't go into the meeting. But people saying that, with what happened with Shedeur, he's taking a shot, definitely at Shedeur Sanders about his time there. And yeah, I mean, I guess they gonna grill you at this level. You come into a job interview, what I would say is you just answer the questions. You show them, like, if they try to do that, you show them that you two steps ahead. That would be my advice in this type of meeting. Um, Again, I don't know what happened with Shedeur and what he was saying or what might have set him off, why him and Dayball couldn't see eye to eye in the meeting because there's so little detail on the surface. All we got is what people saying. We have no visuals, but they saying, obviously it's on tape, just like this one's on tape. It just hasn't been released. Now, I suspect though, at some point they're going to release this. This is going. They'll say it got leaked, but I feel like we'll see that, at some point this season. Um, so again, I want to know what you guys think about this. I think it all worked out though. Um, Shedeur, very humble contract. Uh, he has his endorsements and he made a good amount of money in college. But right now you behind Kenny Pickett, and Kenny Pickett obviously ain't gonna be the QB of the future. It's gonna come down to you and Dylan Gabriel. Obviously, Shedeur has a height advantage there. I think Dylan is like 5'11", and typically that can present a little bit of a challenge. You look at you just now a man in Carolina. He had a good portion of the season when he re-entered the starting lineup last year. Bryce Young, but typically um, the vertically challenged QBs might have a bit of a problem seeing over the old line, being able to see down the field, some things like that. Uh, but Dylan, he can sling it. He can throw the ball. So this will be a QB competition that many of us have our eyes on. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Though, do you think that Jaxson Dart was throwing a shot at Shedeur? Or he was just simply saying, like, if you come in this meeting, you got to have your thinking cap on because they really gonna try you. Is that what he's saying, or is he, you know, is he know what he doing? He knew what this was gonna stir up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Till next time, peace.